Tiff Hudson and I support touring professionals stay in the job they love without sacrificing their mental health or relationships. There are three main issues I often see in touring people: anxiety, relationship strain and burnout. All three are very everyday human problems, but touring really turns the volume up. I'm going to talk a little bit about how and why they show up and give you something to try if you're experiencing any of these at the moment. Anxiety is one of the top three problems I come across when I'm working with artists and crew, but people don't always label it as anxiety. They tend to say they have a really loud inner critic, or that they don't feel good enough, maybe that they're struggling with imposter syndrome, and all of these are symptoms of anxiety. Anxiety lives in the future, so it's a fear of something that hasn't happened yet. If you're almost never in the present moment, your brain can skip on ahead with catastrophizing or spiraling thoughts. There's a lot of deeper work we can do, but a simple starting point to ease the anxiety gremlin, particularly if you're on the edge of a spiral, is to bring yourself into the present moment, into the now, because that's the only thing that we can actually control. So I'm going to take you through a grounding exercise I do with my clients. It engages your 5 senses to bring you into the moment. So start by planting your feet firmly on the floor, and then gently lifting your eye line so you can just see more of the room. Either in your head or out loud, name 5 things that you can see. For me, that might be a window. You can see a can. Once you've named the 5 things, move on to 4 things that you can feel physically. Again, it could be the leather chair that I'm sat on, the cold feel of the table, and then 3 things that you can hear. So the hum of the AC on the bus, maybe a sound check in the distance. 2 things you can smell, maybe someone's just made a coffee or the smell of someone's work boots. And 1 thing you can taste. Engaging your senses like this gives your brain less room to spiral. Touring puts pressure on relationships, the ones back at home and the ones you're sharing a bus with. So whether it's tension within the tour camp or with a partner at home, people typically feel frustrated, misunderstood and often stuck. It can feel like every conversation is loaded and small things can blow up easily. Obviously, sometimes people are just mean or unkind, but often when we find ourselves reacting quickly and emotionally to everything, it's because our emotional capacity has been depleted, and you can't pour from an empty cup. If you're not filling up your own metaphorical cup, then you won't have capacity to build strong relationships, let alone tolerate the challenging ones. So when your cup is close to empty, you might notice that you have almost no capacity for tricky conversations, other people's moods, or normal relationship ups and downs. So here's a little exercise that you can try right now. Imagine your capacity in a cup. It might be empty, which means you're probably feeling snappy and irritable. If it's full, you have a generous amount to give, or maybe it's somewhere in between. A few times during the day, so maybe at breakfast, after sound check or before bed, ask yourself, how full is my cup right now? If you're consistently low, that's often a sign that something needs to change. I personally love doing this as I love collecting data, and I get to really notice what activities or people refill my cup, what energizes me and what leaves me feeling drained. The term burnout often gets thrown around quite casually, but it's not just about being a bit more tired than usual. It's just like your body is fully out of fuel. If you've been in the red for a long time, you're likely exhausted but can't switch your brain off. Or you sleep and still wake up feeling unrefreshed, and simple things can feel harder than they should. Burnout happens from living in permanent switched-on mode for extended periods of time. So you're always on call, problem solving, pushing through every signal your body gives you because the show has to happen. And at some point your body just can't keep doing that and it gets burned out. And the recovery process is twofold. So number 1, it's identifying where you're currently sending your energy, and then you start to reallocate it in a way that serves you better. And 2, working out how to relieve some of the pressure. If we were working together, a starting point I might use would be calculating your energy budget. So if you imagine a pie, that is your daily energy allocation. So consider where you're using your budget each day. Is it 80% work, 15% home and relationship stuff, and 5% left for you? Where would you like it to be? If you're already at that deep exhausted stage, this isn't something you can fix with a few days off. You'll likely need a recovery process, which can include getting some proper support. If you'd like to find out more about how I work or would like a session to work out what your options are, drop me a DM. If you'd like my free guide to finding the right support for touring life, you can get that via the link in my bio.